Morning, guys. We have vote-wise, you guys. A lot of you want to see gladiators. I'm a little bit hesitant to do that start. It just seems so stupidly strong, right? I don't know, man. I kind of want to try Manhunters again, just because I feel like we can make it work. We just have to play around how bad it is. Or kind of want to try Poachers, which seems kind of fun. Like, just grab one of the starts that we like and then come check out the new content. Like, Gladiators just seems like it's going to be OP, right? Tyranny is good for the soul. They're not wrong. Wrong. You like to see how the Manhunters develop to the mid or late game? Yeah, I'm not against that either. The only issue I have with the Manhunters right now is their start is the most finicky of the starts so far. In other words, it's kind of a pain in the ass, which is fine. We can deal with the pain in the ass start, but it's going to make progression slower. So it's going to be longer to see things like the cool late game weapons, figure out the new builds that we need to do. And it's going to be totally different, right? So the builds that we build in the Manhunters are not going to be useful for other starting things, because we're going to be dealing with like 16 dudes, 8 of whom are going to be fodder troops that they're fodder in the sense that they're terrible, but they can't die, because if they die, you can't run the rest of your troops. You're looking for like 8 elite brothers who you recruit of different backgrounds, and then 8 crappy guys who can't die. Like, how are you going to fight orcs with that? Or like the Kraken, if your guys have, I mean, maybe 16 guys versus the Kraken would be fine, because it won't scale up its tentacles, but I bet you it scales up its tentacles. I don't know. We're going to find out. The Gladiators is not as easy as you think. You struggled a lot yesterday. Yeah, that's true. I haven't played the Gladiator start yet. It's possible that it would be hard. But more likely it will be harder in the mid to late game when you're dealing with 12 people. I mean, but sure. I mean, if you guys want to try it, I'm happy to try it. It is the other start. It does make some sense to do that. And it is about, even if we put both Manhunters and Poachers into the same tub, we're still 60-40 towards Gladiators, which is fine. I can live with that. I think skill is the limit. All right. Are we going to take a couple rolls to see what the types of gladiators we can get are? I know they have individual unique perks, although presumably there's a subset that they can have from that. Do we want to look to see which ones those are like? Just do a couple random starts before we do anything else? See the quality of our guys? Yeah, let's do that. Let's just throw a couple random starts through, and then take a look at what these gladiators spawn with. All right, so these are the things okay, if you guys are not familiar with the gladiator start with, you may or may not be. I know there's a couple other streamers out there streaming this game right now. They come in, you start with 3 brothers with pretty decent gear, huge headpieces, 225 headpieces rather. And you get a 100, a 100, and a 155 chest piece. The brothers are stacked. They're like good. They have good stats, good stars. I don't know yet if the stars move around. I think I've seen 2 star patterns with 2 attack, 2 defense, and the other one 3 attack, 2 defense, which is just nuts, right? They're very expensive, and you're limited to 12 roster size total, which sometimes is actually easier. Sometimes. Also worse sometimes. Okay, and they also get something else, which is this. Well, besides Arena Fighter, which is just straight up 5 resolve, they get a glorious something, and it's different for each one, and I don't know how many are there total yet. This guy's got glorious resolve, this guy's got glorious endurance, and that guy has glorious quickness. They might be only those 3 for all I know, but we haven't looked enough times to see that start. So this one we've seen twice now. Upon killing an enemy on their turn, this character, what? How does that make sense? Oh, there refers to the character. Okay. Upon killing an enemy on our turn, this character immediately regains 1 action point. Doesn't say that you can't do it multiple times either, so presumably AoE provides like multiple action points back. Or if you're a duelist, you might be able to get up to like two kills with 2 attacks kind of thing. This one is Glorious Resolve. You reroll every failed morale check for a second chance. And this one is Glorious Endurance, which is damage reduction after you've taken damage. And I don't know if this is permanent, if it's per fight, if it's based on taking damage to armor as well as taking damage to health, if it's only HP. We haven't kind of tested that yet. Music's loud this morning. Oh yeah, and they all start at level 3. What's the upkeep? Upkeep right now is, this is on, remember, low economic difficulty, 183 crowns. I think our 12-man group yesterday was 22 crowns. Right. Meanwhile, So I do want to immediately check out if it's the same round of special perks on the gladiators each time. All right, let's take a look here. This is Glorious Resolve again, Glorious Endurance again, and Glorious Quickness. So it may only be these three. So we may not actually have to worry about that if it's only those three. It does look like you can have some. So it looks like the traits still are. You know, this is short-sighted and irrational, and this is it's hate a beast actually, which is a good one. Okay. So let's go find out if we can accomplish missions as the gladiators to start with this. So you start with 0 ammunition, 20 tools, 50 provisions. Into the city. The city seems to always start with slave revolt and ambush trade routes. Every single one we've been to so far has started with these two. All the starts we've had in the south. I don't know if that always is the case or it's just a very common thing. Another gladiator. I wonder if gladiators that you hire later also start with these crazy perks. Earn the perks through arena fights. Oh, cool. That's kind of cool. Uprising. So the uprising was like 14 guys initially, but we had one that was 14, one that was like 10. I mean, if we hire like 2 or 3 scrubs, we should be fine, right? I mean, these brothers are going to be... I mean, they're not like 80 starting attack. They're not like quite Lone Wolf's quality, but they're pretty damn close. And by the time we take them to level 3, they might actually be around 80. We bring them all as melee. None of them have range skills, right? So we probably are going to be short and ranged here, although we don't have to build range. I think with the nerf to Adrenaline and Indom, though, you might not be able to get away with missing ranged. Like, I don't know how you're going to do Goblin content without some form of ranged. Although, we'll find out, I guess. Okay. Alright, so let's get some promotions going here. I guess I need to make the decision about, do we want a bannerman from one of our starting brothers? The problem with making one of these, actually, and we should also do a quick sock check here. Group them down. I don't know if you guys have, I've told you guys this. A long time ago when I was fresh out of college, I was living with my roommate who was a waiter. And he worked at a fairly fancy restaurant. And they would make the waiters, when they go in there, part of before they could be released onto the floor to go work, the managers would make them pull up the bottom of their trousers so they could see their socks to make sure they were wearing the appropriately matched socks. It's called a sock check. And it's come to mean from my roommate and I, we used to do this like in Dota too. We'd play Dota together, and there'd be like these really ridiculous moderators who were like checking for every infraction and blah blah blah. It became for me like synonymous with a useless bit of bureaucracy. So we're kind of here. We're doing a little bit of that. We're doing a little sock checking. Everyone's got to line up, make sure that they're matched appropriately for the commander here. But I want to have a look and see essentially what is the stamina like on these guys. So we're gonna sock check our not that sock check, no, but that's different. Our gladiators here. I guess you could. I didn't even thought about the other way you could interpret that. Let's leave that one to imagination. I've never thought about that, McTillier, but that's a great thought. What was the disaster that prompted the managers to add sock checks to their routine? Yes, they had a particularly important client in, maybe a large business meeting, a very wealthy investor, maybe. They're like, your socks are mismatched, we're leaving. Okay. So the only danger here is Stunlocked. He's like pretty weak. Like, this is a weaker fight than we had the entirety of the last start. It's hilarious. Yeah. Were we just getting unlucky yesterday? Like, it seems insane. And net here almost feels like a waste. Don't actually want to lose our scrubs right now. the stun. Dagger hits kind of hard. Five to throw net. 4. You already said it 5 times. Enemy numbers start directly correlate how many brothers you have. Yeah, but isn't it prior to 12? That's not true. Alright. I think we're going to move closer, but not actually engage. We need to kill this guy. Good. I can net this guy to prevent damage to him. Probably worth 1 net to do that. I also don't know what their fucking gear is, so part of me is kind of like, oh, that could be good. And then I'm like, I don't know. Beat him down. Yeah. So picking up weapons is nice. Weapons, a little bit of armor, a little bit of cash. Great. First fight ever, thanks. Alright. 44 HP. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want a long carrying character, but like this for our first fodder recruits, it seems fine. I want to try this arena though, it's interesting. Do I have enough time to repair across the course of this run? So almost 2. Alright, let's find out how 4 spiders fare versus 3 brothers. What is spider movement? Just saw him move from like there. 4 or 5 tiles. Matter. We're gonna move towards us if we move forward again, right? Oh, it's chat. They're stuck in mud. This is a punishment? Did they get eaten by ants or something? I've heard of this. I'm with you on the 2 grave. I want them to move all the way forward. Sometimes though, if you some of the enemies are smart about it too. Like they'll move, they won't move all the way. Yeah. Okay, that's perfect though, right there. Yeah. Been nice to get 1 more kill over there. Oh no, not quite enough. Headshots are glorious for the start. It's kind of funny. Alright, what is the net debuff again? Yeah, minus a bunch of shit. And you take extra damage when you get attacked, so I do want to break that. Alright, this was the hardest fight of my life, so presumably that was worth 700 gold. Can I just do that again? Crowd noise is kind of funny. I mean, once a day. Yeah. We should have done that before we went roaming for our first mission. Feels bad. Yeah. A sec, chat. It's gonna be loud. Cover your ears. Fuck.